Yes, so hello guys, welcome to another episode of Sports Update Ghana. And today we're going to look at the Black Stars' performance and rate the players in their game that they played against Angola. Wow, what a game that the Black Stars played, a game that had its ups and downs. And when we all thought that it was going to end goalless, Antoine Semenyo fetched the winner for the Black Stars in the final minutes of the game, and it threw the stadium into a state of ecstasy with fans jubilating and excited. See, we even didn't realize when the game ended because, see, everybody was excited, and I thought that the game was going to end goalless, if you ask me, because I was even packing up and getting ready for the post-match interviews and all that. But overall, how will I judge this game? I think that this game had its ups and downs. It was a little bit boring in the opening minutes. In the first half, when the Black Stars didn't score, I was like, is this going to happen again? Are we going to see what happened last year when the Black Stars played Nigeria at the Babara Sports Stadium, where fans came to the stadium in their names and there was no goal? Are we going to see it again? But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Or fortunately, that wasn't the case. Coach Kudus made some good changes in the game, and that was what found Ghana the lack and the goal in the game. So let's get started with the performance of players in the game, starting off with goalkeeper Lawrence Atizigi. He started the game ahead of Jojo Lakot and Manaf Nuruddin, and I think that for Lawrence Atizigi, I'll give him 7 over 10 for his performance in the game. Lawrence Atizigi, I didn't think he put any step wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you think Lawrence Atizigi did bad in the game. He didn't concede a goal, so if a goalkeeper doesn't concede a goal, that is his main priority in the game, to make sure that he doesn't concede a goal. But I think that he obstructed attack anytime he catches the ball and has to send the players into attack. Lawrence Atizigi ends up wasting the opportunity for the Black Stars to go on an attack. But overall, I think that he wasn't bad at all. Then in defense, well, let's start off with Dennis Odwe. Yes, Dennis Odwe played on the right back position for the Black Stars, stepping in for Tariq Lamptey, who was injured. And I think that the Professor was brilliant in the game. The Professor was able to make some surging and overlapping runs, which was able to contribute to attack, except that his final third passes in the box and crosses was not able to get to attackers to score the goal. But for Dennis Odwe, I think that I'll give him 7 over 10 for his performance in the game. The only little issue that I had with Dennis Odwe was tracking back and making sure that his position doesn't leak, and that is the only issue that I had with Dennis Odwe. But overall, his passes and contributions in the game cannot be overlooked. Then we had Gideon Mensah on the left-hand flanks playing for the Black Stars on the left back. Well, Gideon Mensah, we saw him make some surging runs and all that, but Gideon Mensah had issues when it comes to tracking back, just like Dennis Odwe said that Gideon Mensah's position was where the opponents were trying to use very much to get into our half, and I think that was the issue that I had. But I think that Gideon Mensah wasn't bad overall, and I think I'll give him also 7 for his performance in the game. Then we had Daniel Amate. Daniel Amate, for me, in my estimation, did very well for the Black Stars, and I think that he was issuing instructions to his teammates on the pitch. At a point in time, Thomas Partey had issues with Abdul Saleh Samed over their role in the game. That I think that Thomas Partey was able, Daniel Amate was able to bring solution to that on the pitch, because he had been on the pitch for a long time and knew what was going on. And I think that Daniel Amate's experience came to bear in the game, was able to stop the opponent from entering into dangerous areas and making sure that they couldn't send in that long shot and all that. So I'll give him 8 over 10 for his performance in the game. For Alexander Jiku, except for his injury that ruled him out of the game in the latter minute, I think that Alexander Jiku was able to cover up for Daniel Amate. Daniel Amate sometimes moves to the 6th position, and sometimes Edmond Ado has to track back, or Alexander Jiku has to take his position. I think that Alexander Jiku did very well, except that it was a shaky performance from him, and I think that I'll give him also 7 over 10 for his performance in the game. Edmond Ado in defensive midfield. Edmond Ado, what was he doing? Passes, interceptions, struggling. Ball recoveries, struggling. What was Edmond Ado doing on the field? I didn't even expect him to start the game. Edmond Ado, Charlie, Rade. Chris Hutton, you had Abdul Salis over there and you started Edmond Adu. Edmond Adu, I'll give him 5 over 10 for his performance in the game. I know him very well, but I didn't expect him to start the game for the Black Stars, especially as a player who has played just 60 minutes before the before he was called to the Black Stars after joining his new club. I didn't expect him to start the match. But Thomas Partey, what a performance from Thomas Partey, the Arsenal man. I think that this is one of the best performances Thomas Partey has put up in the Black Stars. Thomas Partey, in terms of ball recoveries, was good, interceptions was good, tackles was good, and Charlie, the aerial duels, he was also superb. And I think that Thomas Partey was one of the players who contributed to the Black Stars win against Angola. If you watch the game very well, he was trying to send nice passes to Inaki Williams and Mohamed Kudus up front, but Inaki Williams was also sloppy and wasn't able to get the goal for the Black Stars. And I think that Thomas Partey put up one of the best performances I've seen him in the Black Stars, and he could have scored a goal with one of the chances he had in the game. I said that his shot was a little bit weak and couldn't score, but I'll give Thomas Partey 9 over 10 for his performance in the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thomas Partey for me was one of the best players that we had on the pitch in this game. Then on the right hand flanks, we had Jordan Ayew playing for the Black Stars over there. I think Jordan Ayew had a quiet game in the match that we saw him play and didn't really have an impact for the Black Stars, except that, well, he was able to make some forward runs and all that. But in terms of ball recoveries and putting pressure on the opponent, I think that Jordan Ayew, it was just the normal day in office for him, and we are still pushing for Jordan Ayew to score a goal for the Black Stars, but the young man doesn't seem to be interested in scoring a goal for the Black Stars. And I think it will be fair enough to give him 5 over 10 for his performance in the game. Then we also had Kamaldeen Sulemana. That young boy needs training. He needs disciplining on the pitch very well, because Kamaldeen will do all the skills and flicks and all that, but when he has to pass the ball, he's very selfish and doesn't pass the ball. He sees Mohamed Kudus, his good friend, standing there. He doesn't pass him the ball. Inaki Williams is also free. He doesn't pass him the ball. Then he shoots the ball wayward. It was only 1 or 2 occasions that Kamaldeen Sulemana was able to get shots on target, and I think that he has to step up on his performance and know that it is a team effort and not an individual effort. I know he hasn't scored a goal for the Black Stars since making his debut, and I think that the goal will come, but be a good team player and get the assist. Later on, you can score your goal, and I think that I'll give him a 7 for his performance in the game. Then we had Mohamed Kudus playing behind Inaki Williams. The number 10 position, which is used to be played by Andre Ayew, was given to Mohamed Kudus over there, and I think that Mohamed Kudus was able to put in quality work for the Black Stars. He was able to make some surging runs. He was able to make some ball recoveries. Mohamed Kudus, when he loses the ball, wants to always recover the ball and ends up fouling his opponents in the game, and I think that he has to work on that effort. But Mohamed Kudus overall, I think that he was able to create chances for Inaki Williams as he was instructed by the coach, except that Inaki Williams was unlucky in the game. But Mohamed Kudus, I'll give him 8 over 10 for his performance in the game, because he was the one who created the chance for the Black Stars to score the goal in the final minutes of the game. And Mohamed Kudus, many of the fans came there to watch him, and it's fair enough that he gave them a good art of football in the game that we saw. 8 over 10, it's fair for Mohamed Kudus. Inaki Williams, another bad day in office for the former Spanish player, and well, 7 games without a goal for the Black Stars, it's quite bad. But Inaki Williams, I think that we still not found a strategy that would work for him, and that is why he's struggling to score a goal for the Black Stars. But going forward, I think Inaki Williams has to step up, and I'll give him 4 over 10 for his performance in the game. When in terms of substitutes, well, let's start off with Abdul Salis Samed. He was able to take control of the defensive midfield and allowed Thomas Partey to be free up front and contribute to attack. And I think that Abdul Salis Samed has showcased why he deserves to be one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. And in fact, he translated his performance at club level to the national team, and I didn't even expect Coach Chris Hutton to start him from the bench, but I think that I'll give him 6 over 10 for his performance in the game. Despite being on the pitch for a short time, he was able to put up the best performance he could for the Black Stars. Joseph Pencil Joseph Pencil was impressive in the final minutes that he came to play for the Black Stars, and I think that he deserves a 5 for his performance in the game, except that we felt that he could have started the game and contributed more. Next time he should start ahead of Jordan Ayew, and we'll see him perform at his best. Antoine Semenyo, for scoring the goal and being a super sub, I'll give Antoine Semenyo an 8/10 performance in the game. He scored a goal in front of his own fans and his Charlie. That was impressive from Antoine Semenyo. His second goal for the Black Stars since agreeing to play for the Black Stars in the year, I think, 2022. Then we also had Joseph Aidoo, who came on to replace Jiku in the game, and I think that Joseph Aidoo was able to put in some good work. He could have got the goal that Antoine Semenyo scored. If you look carefully, I think that the ball crossed the line, except that the referee didn't see it. So when Antoine Semenyo pounced on the rebound and scored the goal, he gave the goal to him. But Joseph Aidoo was able to put in a good work, and his effort paid in Ghana winning the goal. So yes, these are the ratings of the Black Stars players in the game. For Chris Hughton, I thought that he could have done better with his starting lineup. I didn't expect Jordan Ayew to start. I didn't expect Edmond Ado to start. So going to the return leg against Angola, I want him to make some good changes in the game that will inure to the Black Stars good performance and win in the away match against Angola. So for Coach Chris Hughton, I'll give him 7/10 for helping the Black Stars win with his superb substitutions that he made for the Black Stars. But overall, the Black Stars deserves a 7/10 for their performance in the game. They really put our hearts on hold, and we were nearly heartbroken, but it all paid off in the final minute when Antoine Semenyo scored the goal. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with the player ratings that I gave the players. My name is Joseph Adamafiu, and until then, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel Sports Updates Ghana, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. More coming up very shortly.